what poster you made earlier today. This was one of my smallest classes I've ever done. It made me chuckle.
Definitely. I had so many people ask for the recording, so
Right, yeah.
yep.
So,
So that's okay. Whether they watch it live or the replay, I appreciate you for being here, definitely.
yep. Well, thank
And
you.
showing up on time.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome to Best Sleep Practices for Insomnia Sufferers free masterclass. I'm Michele Wildflower, the founder and alchemist for Nature's Mysteries Apothecary. We're celebrating 25 years in business. And I'm also the director of education for Nature's Mysteries Academy of Holistic Health, my alternative medicine school. Students love our online certification program. One of our students had this to say: by far, this is the most informative program I've had the pleasure of taking. I've earned certification in over 15 different natural holistic health modalities. And Michele has been the only person to give me a way to incorporate multiple modalities, and it makes sense. She breaks everything down so you not only understand it, but you actually retain the information learned. I would definitely recommend this program to anyone with an open mind and heart that truly wants to make a difference in helping to naturally heal people. Run, don't walk, and register for this program. It will be one of the best decisions you will ever make. That was Erica, and she was a great student. She's making an awesome practitioner now.
Nice.
Welcome, Valerie. Thank you for joining us. If you want to turn on your camera, we would love to see you. I'm glad that you made it. So I'm also the author of the herbal textbook, Discover the Essence of Plant Medicine, the 5 Principles of Life-Saving Herbs, Cannabis Edition. And I was actually contracted to write this for the University of Natural Health as an herbal course for them. I understand the healing benefits of herbs firsthand. Almost 10 years ago now, my husband had a triple hit of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and that's actually why they contracted me to write the book. He was only given a 35% chance of curing it with their methods. They told him to get his affairs in order and everything. After hours and hours of research, I came up with an immune building protocol utilizing about 20 different vitamins, herbs, enzymes, minerals, mushrooms. And we had it gone in 3 months, to his oncologist's dismay. And that's actually the logo that we use for Nature's Mysteries Apothecary. Those are all the herbs that we use to rid my husband's body of cancer almost 10 years ago now. It'll be 10 years in June. And he's doing great. And today I wanted to give you some tips that I received from a sleep expert, Dr. Michael Bross, when I attended his class, because during that time it was very stressful. We weren't getting a lot of sleep, and I understand, like I said, firsthand what the effects of not getting enough sleep can have on your body and your mental health, especially when you're going through such a stressful time. Hopefully nobody here is going through as stressful a time as I was then when I was learning all this, but either way we can help. So how does that sound? Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, give me a thumbs up if that sounds good. Awesome. Thank you. So I'm actually a student of accelerated learning. And by having you engage with me, and I'm going to be using different colored markers. And so that will help to lock this information in, because I think if you're here, you want to remember it, right?
Right.
So you might notice that my background looks a little different tonight than last night. This is my usual classroom that I'm in. Last night, I was actually helping my daughter with my grandson. So I was at her house, and that was her background. So this is the background that you'll usually be seeing.
Okay.
And before we start, I wanted to let you know about a few more free master classes that we are hosting this month. Every month, we'll be hosting a new series of new classes. And if you're suffering with chronic pain, then you might want to join us for our medicinal mushroom benefits for chronic conditions, which is actually tomorrow night at 6:30. Medicinal mushrooms have the powerful ability to heal the body and reverse many chronic conditions. I'll go into detail for each mushroom's extraction method, includes information about each mushroom's medicinal properties as well as conditions that they treat. So join this free masterclass and explore the many benefits medicinal mushrooms hold and how they help ease symptoms associated with chronic conditions. Discover the power of medicinal mushrooms. And this is my mushroom book that I put out at the very beginning of this year, or right at the end of last year. And the last one that we are hosting for this month is Herbs for Children. And that's actually this book that I'll be referencing from. And that begins at 6:30 p.m. on February 25th. We'll be uncovering the top healing herbs for alleviating childhood ailments. This is a lesson for parents. Learn how to blend safe, effective medicines from nature with no debilitating side effects. There is no disease or condition that is a result of a lack of pharmaceutical medications or a pharmaceutical medication deficiency. However, there are many conditions that are a result of nutritional deficiencies. So I'll explore gentle ways to ease your child's symptoms while boosting their immune function, utilizing alternative therapies such as herbal preparations, homeopathy, aromatherapy, Bach flower remedies, and mindfulness techniques to bring their bodies back into balance. Understand immune compromising lifestyle choices that could be hindering your child's optimum immune function. Includes recipes for each herb. And by the end of this class, you will have a clear understanding of how to address your child's symptoms with herbal medicines that you made. So you can either sign up for them on our website, or you can just join the school platform, which if you're in already, you could just do that. And then now that you're a member, you'll never have to register again. You can just go to the calendar and join from there. So we're glad to have you here. It's a great alternative to Facebook. No Mark Zuckerberg. We're just trying to steer away from him. So in this class this evening, I have three main things that I wanted to go over. One is, let me just write them down for you. So I have different colored markers that I'm going to be using. Like I said, that'll help to activate different parts of your brain. So tonight we're going to be talking about, this is the best sleep practices. And first I want to talk about lifestyle choices that you're making that could be hindering your sleep. Next, I want to give you some tips for a good night's sleep. And then I'd like to suggest some herbal remedies that can assist you with improving your sleep pattern. So then we'll go over some herbal remedies. Does that sound good? Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, first of all, I don't know if everyone knows this, but you're actually supposed to replace your pillow every year. And I did not know that before I learned it. And I'm one of those people that wants my pillow. So finding out that I actually shouldn't be using this old pillow that all night long I'm having to fluff up because I like a down alternative pillow. So no wonder if I just got a new pillow, then I wouldn't be waking up all night long having to fluff up my pillow. So a new pillow every year. One a year. And did you know that already?
No, I didn't. And because you're supposed to like replace your mattress like every 5 or 8 years.
Yeah. And people
So
probably don't do that either.
no. Yeah.
Next, another really important one is to turn off your TV or stop looking at your phone or computer 2 hours before you go to bed. So turn off screens 2 hours before bed. So there's a blue light that it comes off of that screens are emitting, and it's detrimental in many different ways, not just affecting your sleep, but so much to the point that there's actually blue light glasses that you can buy. Hi, Virginia. Thank you for joining us. If you want to turn on your camera, I love to see my students. I'm glad you made it. So the blue light glasses can actually stop the interference that it with your melatonin production. Or okay, so blue light glasses help with all those detrimental effects that screens can emit. But if you're really looking for the best solution, I wasn't saying to use them as a sleep, you know,
Right.
um, as a sleep something to help as an assistant, sorry, as a sleep assistant. But in general, it's good to wear those blue light glasses. And then you should turn off your screens 2 hours before you go to bed. And, like read a book or write in your journal or meditate, talk to your family, play with your dog, listen to music, go for a walk, sit outside. There's so many other pastimes that you could participate in that don't involve a screen that'll actually make you sleepy if you engage in them, such as reading or writing before bed. If you exercise, if you don't usually exercise and you start exercising, you'll notice that you'll sleep better also. So exercise, because you're kind of wearing yourself out and exerting that energy. Like when we wake up in the morning, we have a certain amount of energy every day that we have. And if we don't really exert that energy, we might not feel tired at the end of the day. But you know how it feels when you're like, you've been going all day, been doing all these things, moving things here to there, and you're just like exhausted. And like as soon as your head hits the pillow, you're like out. So try to make sure that you get some kind of physical exercise every day. um Check your medications. So sometimes you might be on medications that actually insomnia is a side effect. So maybe they could offer a different medication to you that insomnia isn't one of the side effects. Maybe you could take it at a different time in the day. Or, maybe you could even try to find an herbal supplement that would actually be good for you for whatever it is you're taking that medication for. So check your medications, because if, you know, it's your medication, you could try doing a lot of these different things. And if it was just a natural reason why you weren't able to sleep, they would probably help. But if it's because of a pharmaceutical medication side effect, then it might be a little bit more of a challenge to break through that barrier. So, like I said, you could ask your doctor if maybe you could take it earlier in the day. Okay, some people might not like this one, but it's true. So try not to drink caffeine past 2 p.m. Okay. And I know if you're like a serious coffee drinker, you're like, what? I would not do that. But if you're someone who has a hard time sleeping, you might just want to try it. And if it helped you, then you could find something else that you like to drink after 2 o'clock, right? So no caffeine. And like I said, these are suggestions from a sleep expert. So it's not just things that I sat and thought sounded cool. No caffeine after 2 p.m. Okay. Eating sugar. Anybody have any questions on those before I turn the page?
No.
Okay. Eating sugar late at night or before bed can, if your body's, well, first of all, the sugar can make you zoom. So no sugary, sweet before bed. That's not to say you can't have it earlier, you know what I mean? But just maybe not right before bed. Eating late. So, there's kind of like a threshold where if you eat before this time, your body has plenty of time to digest that food. But if you eat after that time, when you are ready to go to bed, your body is probably still going to be digesting that food. And if your body's trying to digest your food, it might interfere with your sleep pattern. So try to eat earlier, not later. Okay. If you are, okay, so I know a lot, okay, I'm jumping ahead, so I won't jump ahead. I'll try to stay in my lane. So if you are taking over the counter medications, like I don't even know, like is it Ambien or something like that? I'm not really sure what medications people take to help them sleep because I don't really take medications, but I think I've had customers tell me they've tried Ambien or something like that. But then they always tell me that when they wake up, they feel groggy and it's not, they don't feel rested when they wake up. And the reason for that is because it's not restorative sleep. So if you take over the counter medications or a pharmaceutical medication that's prescribed to you, it's actually a drug induced sleep to your body, even though it's not like, drugs or something, but it is a pharmaceutical medication. So it is considered a drug induced sleep. And when your body is being kind of put into a drug induced sleep, it doesn't perform its necessary functions that it usually would if you fell asleep naturally. So that's why a lot of times people don't feel rested after they take a sleeping pill. So, no sleeping pills. And I'm going to give you alternatives. So it's not like I'm telling you not to use sleeping pills and you're like, oh, well, what am I supposed to do? I have other things that you can do for sure. Okay. So we know that when you take pharmaceutical medications, whatever it is, for whatever reason, that your body will actually stop producing whatever that hormone is, neurotransmitter, whatever it is, because there'll be an excess if it doesn't. So if you take melatonin at night, like every night, and you just always take it, eventually your body will start secreting and producing melatonin because it doesn't think it needs to anymore. So not taking melatonin is a good plan for not interfering with your bodily functions. So no melatonin. And I don't know if you know who Deepak Chopra is. He's a doctor, scientist, researcher. And he said, if you were feeling like, your sleep patterns were way off and you had tried everything and nothing worked, you could take what would be considered a homeopathic dose. So that would be 0.5 milligrams of melatonin. And that would just kind of give your body a reset. And that small dose, it might be hard to find, so you might actually have to like cut up one of the, if you had a melatonin pill, actually have to cut it up to try to get 0.5 milligrams. And I don't suggest that. I have other herbal remedies that I'm going to tell you about, but just so that you know, just want you to be aware of everything so that you're educated. So let's see, you know you might say, well, that's fine, because I have melatonin and it works for me. But if you end up somewhere where there's no melatonin and your body doesn't produce it anymore, then you're going to be bumming, right? So probably better if you could use a natural herbal remedy. Anytime that we can use an herbal remedy, it's going to be more beneficial for our bodies because synthetic molecules cause side effects, which actually are direct effects. They're not side effects. A direct effect, side effect would be if you actually got any benefit from it, right? So they can cause all kinds of disturbances in our bodies and imbalances. So if you were able to find an herb that you could substitute for that pharmaceutical, it would actually be better for you. Your body knows how to absorb it. Your body knows how to synthesize it, and it wouldn't inhibit your natural bodily functions. They don't cause adverse side effects. Um, okay, so does anybody have any questions on that before we start moving into some other ideas of things that you could do to help you get yourself to sleep, not things not to do? Okay, I'm just going to take a little drink. You want to get a drink too. It helps you to remember things. Good to stay hydrated. Water actually has memory to it, but that's like a subject for another class. Okay, so a nighttime meditation can be just what you need to bring about a peaceful, rested night's sleep. So, things that you can do: a nighttime meditation, and can be just what you need to bring about a peaceful, rested night's sleep, especially at the end of a long day. If you try meditating at night, sometimes the sheer stillness and quiet can be enough to just flip that switch into quiet sleepiness. Focusing on your breath or counting your breath, such as in box breathing, where you would breathe in to the count of four, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out to the count of four, and then hold it for 4 seconds. Sometimes just counting your breath makes you tired, and then you kind of like lose count and you get a little confused and you're like, I think I'm tired, right? Because you like can't even keep it straight. So box breathing is a good one. Counting your breaths. And there are quite a few like sleep apps that you could get for a guided meditation. But remember, having your phone in your bedroom could actually interfere with your sleep as well. When my grandson was in fourth grade, his teacher actually told him that you shouldn't sleep with your phone within 4 feet of your head. And this was like probably like 12 years ago or something like that. So they knew back then that you shouldn't be sleeping with your phone near your head. And honestly, I don't even bring mine in the bedroom. I just leave it on the outside of the bedroom. If somebody needed me, I can hear it ring, but I don't need to have it in there interfering. We all know that well, maybe we don't all know, but we are electrical beings. And this is common knowledge. If you don't know it, then I'm here to tell you. And we're all vibrating in our own frequency, and phones are vibrating at their own frequency, and Wi-Fi is vibrating at its own frequency, and fluorescent lights are vibrating at their own frequency, and Bluetooth is vibrating at its own frequency, and crystals are vibrating at their own frequency, and herbs are vibrating at their own frequency. So when we surround ourselves around varying objects in our environment, they can have an effect on us. They can either have a beneficial effect on us or they can have a detrimental effect on us. Many of the modern technology from today emits what are known as positive ions, whereas like a salt lamp, being outside near like running water, a waterfall, the shower, that those all emit negative ions. When we're around negative ions, we feel really good. And when we're around too many positive ions, it can cause not only physical disturbances, but emotional ones as well. So we just want to make sure that we don't have our phone in our room so that our bodies don't have that interference from any outside. Some people even turn their Wi-Fi off at night, right? If you're not using it, you probably don't need it going all through your house. And if you're healthy, you might not care about any of these things. But if you're battling cancer, then it might be helpful to have your body have as have its exposure minimized as much as possible, right? So a guided meditation is another great way to induce sleep. Maybe you could like put it on, and if it was on your phone and put it outside of your room, you could still hear it. Um, Okay, so the last one that I wanted to say is to sleep in the dark. So a lot of times people don't sleep in the dark, and that can interfere with your melatonin production as well. So you really want your room as dark as possible. I mean, if you need to get up in the middle of the night, you can just turn on your light. You know what I mean? It's not like you need to have a nightlight on shining all night long when you're sleeping. The more that you can uh, mimic being outside like our ancestors were, when it was dark out, it was dark unless it was a full moon, and then even sometimes you might have a hard time sleeping when it's a full moon because it's so bright, right? And you're used to, like, you just need the darkness. So if you are someone who lives in the city or something like that, where there's like a street light right outside your room, what can you do? You could get room darkening curtains so that you make sure that you're sleeping in the dark. Turning off your TV at night, making sure that you don't have any lights on, definitely helps for you to fall asleep easier and stay asleep easier. Light can interfere with melatonin production, so get your room as dark as possible. It's nighttime. How does that sound? Okay, so does anybody have any questions on that before we move on to herbal remedies?
No.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about some herbal remedies that I know of that help to not only induce sleep, but have many other beneficial properties as well. So, cannabis or hemp, really, it's the same plant. It just depends on the amount of THC in it, whether it's considered cannabis or hemp. If it's under 0.3% THC, then it's considered hemp and it has no psychoactive component to it. If it's more than 0.3% THC, then it's considered cannabis and it does have a psychoactive component to it. Either way, both of them help you sleep for sure. And cedarwood is another one, which is actually cedarwood oil, is an essential oil from the cedar tree. And then frankincense is an essential oil that's made from the resin from the frankincense tree. And they're all hypnotics that actually help to not only induce sleep, but lengthen your sleep time. So you could diffuse some cedarwood or frankincense essential oils in your room, maybe like 20 minutes before you're ready to go to bed. And it's not advised to diffuse essential oils just like indefinitely. Some people think, they just leave them diffusing all day, but that's not really how you're supposed to do it. You would just diffuse them for like 20 minutes at a time. And then you could do it again in a few hours if you wanted. But if you were using it for sleep, then you could just do it 20 minutes before you're ready to go to bed. And that should have some good aromatherapy in there for you. Or you could blend some with the carrier oil. So you could put 1 drop of essential oil to 4 drops of a carrier oil. So 1 drop to 4 drops carrier. And then you could apply that to your temples and your wrists. We also have CBD drops that you could take internally. And our CBD oil actually hasn't been heated, which means it retains the CBDA cannabinoid. And CBDA is actually 1,000 times more absorbable by the body than CBD. So you would need to take 1,000 times more of another company's to achieve the same results that we find with ours. And we have over 100 live video testimonials on our YouTube channel. Many of them are on the drops for sleep. Folks love that product. And I can just drop the link in for our YouTube channel if anyone's interested in checking that out. I'll drop it in the chat for you. And what's nice about that is that remember how I said, there's all these things that you can do to help you sleep better. But what's nice about our CBD products is that I don't know that any of those people did any of these changes in their life and they still were able to get to sleep with the help of CBD. So if you are someone who's stubborn and doesn't want to make any lifestyle changes and wants to be able to just keep doing all the things that you're doing, we also have nighttime gummies, and they are made with CBD and CBN, which actually helps to induce sleep. Now, the gummies are THC free, and my supplier, that's just how they're making them. It's not like I think that's good or anything. I actually would prefer if the THC was in there, because even at the minuscule amount of 0.3%, it stimulates what's called the entourage effect, and the benefits on the body are 2 to 4 times greater. So the drops that I was talking about have the THC in them, so it would stimulate that entourage effect. But the gummies, it seems like you don't even really need it because you have the CBN. They're 25 milligrams of pure CBD and then 20 milligrams of pure CBN, combining the calming power of cannabinoids to induce sleep and restorative rest. And I just got this great testimonial February 4th on the nighttime gummies. The woman said, "Your nighttime gummies have been a game changer in my life to help me sleep. I previously was taking hydroxyzine and antihistamine, which resulted in dry eye. My doctor next prescribed trazodone, which caused stomach upset and left me feeling very drowsy. I stumbled upon your gummies at a craft fair, and it has made a significant difference in my sleep with no side effects. I take one about 45 minutes before bedtime. I fall asleep within 10 minutes. Even if I wake up during the night, I am able to successfully fall back to sleep. I typically average 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep per night, and now always wake up alert and well rested. I would highly recommend nighttime gummies to anyone having sleep issues." So that makes me so happy. That poor woman, like, just having like pharmaceutical after pharmaceutical and all the side effects. She doesn't want all that. She just needs some help sleeping. So like I said, our customers haven't made any changes, but they're getting better night's sleep. So that's always an option. Not that you shouldn't make changes, because everything that I said, you would be better off for it if you did make those changes. Um, does anybody have any questions on that?
No.
So our next session begins March 3rd, and we're accredited with the American Association of Drugless Practitioners. Our 12-week holistic health practitioner program covers 33 different herbs. We explore growing, storing, harvesting, preparing, and applying them. There's over 150 recipes included. Vermonters who qualify are eligible for full tuition assistance through the VSAC Advancement Grant Program. And if you're not a Vermonter, we have scholarships and flexible financing options available. So there's always possibilities for students to apply, even if you are experiencing financial hardship. Our goal is just to get more holistic health practitioners out there. Around the turn of the century, there was about 1,500 homeopathic herbal medicine schools that were closed due to Carnegie and Rockefeller. And I'm sure that was a very sad time for holistic health practitioners. Almost makes me cry thinking about it. So what we're trying to do, I can't help them because they're all gone now, but we're just trying to like bring back some more holistic health practitioners. The more people on the planet that know all this information and pass it on and help others get better, and people don't have to go to a doctor and like have all those, trial and error. The woman had dry eye, her stomach was upset. Like, she didn't need all that. She just wanted to sleep. So you could come to our school, learn herbal remedies, ways that you can help people naturally, and we would love to have you join us. If you'd like to set up a discovery call, You can reach out to me privately at info@naturesmysteries.com. You can always call me at 802-624-6540. If you're not following us on social media, you can follow us on social media. We're always posting interesting plant profile videos or extraction methods and other interesting information about nutritional deficiencies and things like that. So thank you everyone for joining us this evening. And tomorrow night is the medicinal mushroom one. If you'd like to sign up for that, we'd love to have you join us. And next week will be the herbs for children. So thank you so much. And I hope everyone gets a rested night's sleep.
Yes, you too. Enjoy your night.
Thanks. Take care.
Too.